And we're live. I'm Daftjack,
I'm Ragingdevils.
and we're looking at the Paladin trees today. Um, so we're gonna start with this base Paladin tree. What are your experiences with the Paladin Devil as a whole?
Um, yeah, I mean, I know as a whole. I'm pretty much. I do like pallies, but they do. For me, they like die out fast. They burn out fast. But I do like playing red a lot. But holy has gotten a lot of love and a lot more fun in the recent expansions. Coming the recent expansions. So
So, in my opinion, Paladins have received some of the best transmogs, hands down. I originally leveled a Paladin to get the tier 2 set, and it just sat there for a long time. And then a raid leader told me I couldn't tank, and so in the period of 2 months, I learned how to play my rep paladin as a prop paladin. And then in the next expansion, they drug me through heroic, and that was fun. Um, I love the prop paladin. It's a great class spec. Red's pretty fun, and holy is interesting.
hmm.
Um, Not my personal favorite as far as healers go, but I know some really good holy pallies.
Same.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get started here. Um, so we have lay on hands, 40-yard range, 10-minute cooldown, heals a friendly target for an amount equal to your maximum health. Cannot be used on a target with forbearance. Causes forbearance for 30 seconds. So this actually reminds me. Lay on hands is such a cool ability. Um, and when I first started playing my paladin, I wanted to play holy, and I thought that I needed a lot of health to be able to maximize lay on hands, um,
Yeah.
which is not the case. As 90% of the time, you're going to have more health than them anyway because you wear mail.
Yeah, you get a lot more stamina gear with a lot of more heavy armor.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, this is really fundamental that we get all these. Well, it's a really fundamental ability for the paladin, and it's interesting to see how we're
And it's
getting
never
these like core abilities in the talent tree.
and it's never really been changed other than the yard distance.
Yeah, nah, this is like the most solid ability in the game for the longest time. Um, On to Blessing of Freedom, 7% base mana, instant, 1 charges, 25-second recharge, 40-yard range. Bless a party or raid member, granting immunity to movement and pairing effects. Um, for 8 seconds. I don't know why this is so early in the tree.
Mm.
Like, I feel like the first talent should be exciting and well, this is useful, it's not exciting. I mean, look, you got Lay on Hands and the other one's Hammer of Wrath, which we'll just start Hammer of Wrath here. 30-yard range, instance, 7.5-second recharge, 1 charges hurls a divine hammer that strikes an enemy for 120% attack power, holy damage, only usable on enemies that have less than 20% health. Generates 1 holy power. Um, yeah,
Yep.
that's Hammer of Wrath, everyone. Looks pretty much the same as far as I can remember. I think the cooldown might be a little bit shorter.
I think longer.
Longer?
Thought before it used to be 6 seconds. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. All I know is at 20% health, you just spam the shit out of this. Whenever
Yep,
it's off
and if you have
cooldown.
hammer wrap, you spam it.
I
or
mean, let's be honest, 90% of people don't read their tooltips more than once.
Avenging wrap. There you go. Yeah.
Or even remember what the cooldowns are if they're less than 10
Oh,
seconds.
shit.
What's up,
Oops.
Liz?
We're streaming. We forgot to put it in the right channel. Let's fix that. Ha. Well, that wasn't intended.
Not really an
Anyway.
ambition.
I need to edit these.
No biggie.
Concentration and devotion auras. Requires warrior. Okay. I'm assuming that's just an error with the tool tipping. Learn concentration and devotion aura. Concentration aura, instant, interrupt, and silence effects on party and raid members within 40 yards are 30% shorter. Party and raid member or devotion aura. Party and raid members within 40 yards are bolstered by devotion. Their damage taken, or reducing their damage taken by 3%. I feel like that is lower than it used to be.
Which one?
Devotion aura, wasn't it 5%?
Hmm.
I'll have to look again.
I think it was 3 in Shadowlands though, but I don't remember before though.
You haven't really tanked in Shadowlands.
But at least now with this talent, we get both auras at the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of cool that you get 2 of them.
They're not separate auras, they're in and not chosen auras.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then we got Retribution and Crusader aura. Learn Retribution aura and Crusader aura. When a Retribution aura, when any party or raid member within 40 yards dies, you gain Avenging Wrath for 8 seconds. When party and raid member within 40 yards takes more than 50% of their health and damage, gains Sephirum for 6 seconds, cannot occur more than once.
Hmm?
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Every 30 seconds.
Often.
And then yeah, that is a little different. I know they changed it from just being the Thorns aura to being the actual Retribution type aura, where you get to avenge someone. But this other thing's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
and then
Seraphim has a buff now. So.
Yeah, which is a cool buff. I really like that buff.
Yeah.
See, then we got Crusader aura. Increases movement speed by 20% for all party and raid members within 40 yards. Very nice. And then we'll start moving down these trees with choose one, Binding Light. 6% base mana. Instant 1.5 minute cooldown, emits a dazzling light in all directions, blinding your enemies for 10 seconds, causing them to wander disoriented for 6 seconds. Non-holy damage will break this effect. That's interesting. It's the disorient thing they got. Does it currently do the non-holy damage? Or does all damage break the effect right now?
Oh no.
Can't remember.
No. This does what it does in Shadowlands too, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Repentance, 6 base mana, 30-yard range, 15-second cooldown, 1.5-second cast, focus an enemy target to meditate, incapacitating them for 1 minute, usable on humanoid, demon, undead, dragonkin, and giants. And as I've said numerous times, I'm a big fan of the variation on CC effects.
Yeah.
It makes you think a little bit more while you're playing instead of just hit that guy, because why not? Holy Aegis. Armor and critical strike chance increased by 2%. Okay. Then we have Golden Path. Concentration heals you and 5 allies for attack power every second while standing in it. I love this. That's so cool. And everybody gets it now. Across from that, we have Judgment of Light. Judgment causes the next 25 successful attacks against the target to heal the attacker for 7% spell power. Very nice. Are we getting judgments back?
It could be.
Is that what? I'm so excited if we're getting judgments back, because like that mechanic was so cool.
I mean, what was this one? I think we had it before in Shadowlands. I don't remember if we had one before, but it wasn't rare. It wasn't much though, if it was one.
Yeah.
So maybe.
All right, and then from the Golden Path, you have Seal of Mercy. The Golden Path strikes the lowest health ally and enemy within it an additional time for 50% of its effect. Ooh. Cleanse toxins. Cleanse a friendly target, removing all poison and disease effects. After I mage? After image. There we go. After you spend 1 holy power, your next word of glory echoes to a nearby ally for 30% effectiveness. After that, we got Seal of Clarity. That's what I should have said. Seals, not judgments. And it does look like we're getting seals
I was
back.
gonna say because seals were the one. Judgments were the ones that released the seals.
Yeah. Spending your holy power has a 5% chance to reduce the holy power cost of your next word of glory. Interesting. Light of Dawn or Shield of Righteousness by 1. 700 millisecond cooldown. I'm so excited for this. If we're getting seals back, that's amazing. Aspiration of Divinity. Your Crusader Strike now also grants you 28 increased primary stats for 6 seconds. Multiple additions may overlap. Applications may overlap. How many are we going to cap it at?
Let's see. Your Crusader Strike now grants you 28 primary stat for 6 seconds. I think that's actually. Let me see. How many? Put 1, 2, 3. I don't know if it'll increase duration or increase the number, but I would think it stays at 6 seconds. It won't increase the duration though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But how many instances of this can you have up at once?
So I would assume 3, 4.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on the Crusader Strike cooldown.
Yeah, cooldown or global cooldown based on haste.
Yeah, on the
Because
proc
likely,
chance.
most likely, it's going to go on haste cooldown again. So yeah.
Yeah, I really like haste. Abilities modified by haste. I like how you can just go into haste and make you everything you do faster. It feels like a
Hmm.
good play style. But I play a rogue, so it makes sense that I like that.
Hmm.
Of Dusk and Dawn. When you reach 5 holy power, you gain Blessing of Dawn. When you reach 0 holy power, you gain Blessing of Dusk and become a druid. Blessing of Dawn, damage and healing increased by 6% for 12 seconds. Blessing of Dusk, damage taken reduced by 4% for 12 seconds. Okay, I can dig this. It does feel really druidy, though.
Huh.
Uh, Seal of Order. In the Dawn, your Holy Power spinning abilities deal 10% increased damage and healing. In the Dusk, your armor is increased by 10% and your Flash of Light heals for more than 10 seconds, or for 10% more.
It's kind of still lore based though.
No, like it's a cool ability. I'm not dissing it. It really reminds me of the druid stuff, but like I think this is really cool.
I mean, if you or the viewers ever saw the Ashbringer Patrick, you know that's part of the lore.
No, I didn't see that.
uh, Patrick holding the Ashbringer.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like this.
All right, back up the mid.
Yep, back up the mid to Divine Stead. Uh, 1 minute recharge. One charge. Leap atop your charger for 3 seconds, increasing movement speed by 100%. Well, usable indoors or in combat. Yeah. So I've heard a lot of people on the internet's complaining that it doesn't have a decent cooldown, but I'm pretty sure on my rogue my sprint is a minute still. But that's also affected by other things. But this is only 3 seconds, and that is 6.
And it's still 100%, not 70. So
Yeah. Also, like the way you can play right now, you can just spam this thing is crazy.
yeah,
Divine Steed now has 2 charges. Increase the duration of divine speed by 1 second. There's 2 of
up
that.
to
Okay, so you can increase the speed or the duration to 5 seconds on a minute
and
cooldown with 2
the two chargers
charges.
can go up to 10 seconds. So
That's
yeah.
not terrible. It does rein us back a little bit, so like the tank isn't like sprinting off into the distance and no one can catch him. Because I've noticed that happens in like dungeons when I'm tanking. You've been in dungeons I've tanked. um, Avenging Wrath. Call upon the light and become an avatar of retribution, increasing your damage and healing done by 20% for 20 seconds, and allowing Hammer of Wrath to be cast on any target. Combined with other Avenging Wrath abilities, granting all known Avenging Wrath effects while active. What is that? Are we gonna get a bunch of like proc things that it does in addition to the base? Or rather not procs, but additional things through talents? Hmm.
Well, back in Shadowlands, we had like a critical strike increase by 20%. So
Yeah. Yeah. I got you
She might give
there.
you bonuses later with talents, probably too.
Yeah, let's see. Blessing of Sack, revise. 7% of base mana. 40-yard range, instant, 2-minute cooldown, recharge. 1 chargers. Bless a party and raid member, reducing their damage taken by 30%. You suffer 100% of damage prevented. Last 12 seconds, or until transfer, damage would cause you to fall below 20% health. This ability is so strong, it's ridiculous. And I feel like a lot of people don't use it, or at least they didn't in Legion or Battle for Azeroth. Um, like when you're the off tank, you should 100% be throwing this on the main tank. Or if you're a ret paladin in a damage phase where you know you're not going to take damage, or if you're in PvP, like there's so many instances where this is useful. Like use this button.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate it's a talent now, so like people are gonna like move around it instead of taking it.
Yeah, I mean, it's linked to 2 ways, so who knows?
Yeah, but like, you know, people are just gonna go straight down this way and then around it the other way. Unless this attached ability is real cool. Let's see. Choose one. Recompense or Sacrifice of the Just. After your Blessing of Sacrifice ends, 50% of the total damage is diverted. Damage it diverted is added to your next Judgment cast as bonus damage. Your next Word of Glory as bonus healing. Oh, there we go. There's some motivation to use this talent. Or reduce the cooldown by 60 seconds. Hands down. What's the cooldown on it? 2
2 minutes
minutes?
to 1 minute.
That recompense is so strong though.
I
Mm.
I'll use it just for DPS increase if I'm in
Yeah,
arenas.
we're gonna have paladins sacking everybody all the time. Good job. I am 100% in support of this talent. We'll try the other arm on the other side. We got Judgment. Judgment casts the target. Judgment causes the target to take 25% increased damage from your next holy power ability. And then it has to choose one, where you can either pick Holy Avenger or Divine Purpose. Holy Avenger. Your holy power generation is tripled by 20 seconds or for 20 seconds. Or Divine Purpose. Holy power abilities have a 15% chance to make your next holy power ability free and deal 20% increased damage and healing. So I personally love Holy Avenger because it gives you the Ash.
Yeah.
No, it's so cool to have that like on demand. I need a butt ton of holy power. It is good to put these two up against each other. I feel like they're a fair comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. And then to the middle we have Judgment requires Paladin. Judgment generates 1 holy power. Okay. Does
That's
it do
Judgment
anything
rank 3.
else? Yeah, I
It's
see
Judgment
it's I
3.
see it's rank 3, so it's probably supposed to be improved Judgment. Blessing
Well,
oh, you were saying?
okay, well, yeah, but there was like on the mage one, there was Shadow rank 2 and rank 1 and all that, so
Yeah. All
different.
right. Next ability, Blessing of Protection, 15% base mana, 40-yard range, instant 5-minute cooldown, 1 charges. Bless a party or raid member, granting immunity to physical damage and harmful effects for 10 seconds. Cannot be used on targets with forbearance. Causes forbearance for 30 seconds. Alrighty. Then we have Avenging Wrath,
Rank 2.
rank 2. Cooldown reduced by 60 seconds. Avenging
Yeah, see,
Wrath, this tooltip doesn't have a cooldown on it, so
yeah, see, they're going back to the ranking system too from back then too.
yeah, I see that.
Because that's talent.
But yeah, I at this point we would say what the cooldown reduction leads to, but we can't.
If it
Unbreakable.
comes back to how it was before, I would think it goes down to 2 minutes, but we'll see what
Yeah,
they put.
probably from 3 to 2.
We'll see.
We'll see though. Unbreakable Spirit. Reduce the cooldown of Divine Shield. Modified by Shield of Vengeance, Ardent Defender. Oh no. Shield of Vengeance, Ardent Defender, Divine Protection, and Lay on Hands by 30%.
As well. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm assuming if you have the other two, probably if you're Protection. Maybe
Yeah.
Holy gets them? We'll see. On the other side, we got choose one, Blessing of Spellwording or Blessing of Protection. Or improved Blessing of Protection. So we got Blessing of Spellwarding. Replaces Blessing of Protection. 15% base mana, 40-yard range. Instant, 3-minute cooldown. Blesses party or raid member, granting immunity to magical damage and harmful effects for 10 seconds. Cannot be used on targets with forbearance. Causes forbearance for 30 seconds. BOP, improved Blessing of Protection, BOP cooldown reduced by 60 seconds. So this is like a travesty, I feel.
Why?
Well, so like just a few talents before we get to pick Blessing of Protection, and I really feel like that should be a split talent, so that you can pick Blessing of Spellwarding, and then you have the option to add improved Blessing of Spellwarding here, and maybe make it absorb more damage or a little bit of physical. I don't know, something. But
No,
like,
I think that would be too strong.
you think it'd be too strong?
Yeah, because it was Blessing of Spell Warding, they already reduced the cooldown by 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I see that, and I feel like if you're gonna do it this way, I would put I'd still put Blessing of Spellwarding against Blessing of Protection, and then do 2 cooldown reduction talents here.
I mean, yeah, you could put that choose one on the Blessing Protection. That could be two, yeah.
Because like Blessing of Spellwarding and Blessing of Protection are literally opposites of each other.
And then and then put improved either or, and then reduce the cooldown reduction on improved Blessing of Spell Warding by to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Or whatever, 45 seconds, whatever it is. But yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah.
Because it kind of feels awkward to have this choice here like this.
Yeah, because I know what you mean now, because you get Blessing of Protection, but then you don't get the other one, yeah. Because it says
Yeah.
it does replace Blessing of, yeah.
And it replaces it. So like you're losing a cooldown to get this.
Yeah.
Well, you're trading
And
a
you have
cooldown to get this.
yeah,
Or
you
you
have to
can
get that.
get cooldown reduction that doesn't even make it as good as the one you trade it for as far as like the cooldown. Now
Yeah, you
does
have to
it
get that talent to get to that one. So yeah. Huh.
and I know immunity to magical damage, like I don't feel like that's that strong compared to immunity to physical damage. I mean, depending on the situation, like yeah, this Blessing of Spellwarding should be up against Blessing of Protection, and then this talent should definitely be like improved versions of both of those to pick against. Or
For me,
just,
I'll be using
well, not even to pick against, just based on whichever one you currently are using.
yeah. I don't know. For me, I think I'd use Spell Warding more.
Yeah, probably depends on what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
I find I swap them out pretty regularly on my prop pally.
Yeah, for PvE, I would use Stay of Protection, but for PvP, Warding.
Yeah. So in the middle, we've got Seal of Might. During Avenging Wrath, your mastery is increased by 4%. That's real
Up to
cool.
12.
Up to 12. Nice. And then we have, for the capstone in the middle, choose one. Sanctified Wrath or Seraphim. Avenging Wrath, or Sanctified Wrath is Avenging Wrath lasts 25% longer and causes Judgment to generate additional holy power. Seraphim costs 3 holy power, instant cast, 45-second cooldown. The light magnifies your power for 15 seconds, granting you 8% haste, critical strike, and versatility. And Holy 12, Prot 8, Retribution 12.8% mastery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You know, what might actually be also interesting is if they paired Seraphim up against Avenging Wrath. But that'd be a really hard choice, and I don't think I'd want to make it. So,
No.
so I think I like this where it's at.
45 seconds to 3 minutes? No.
Yeah, right?
Seraphim is just a mini buff. It's not a big buff.
Yeah.
Alright, to the right towns.
Yep, Fist of Justice. Each holy power spent reduces the remaining cooldown on Hammer of Justice by 1 second. That is solid. I remember this being an entirely different talent. Like, different ability. It just had a different cooldown. Or maybe it was 2 charges. I think it was 2 charges. But I like this. Make you work for it. Seal of Accuracy? Haste increased by 2%. Seal of the Templar. Well mounted. On your charger, under the effects of Crusader Aura, range of
Your Crusader Strike.
Crusader Strike, spelled with a 1.
Hammer of the Righteous.
C2 Hammer of the Righteous. C3 Templar's Verdict.
Rebuke.
And Hammer of
of
Justice increased by 3 yards.
Yep.
I'm interested in the C1 Crusader Strike.
It's probably gonna it's probably just coding for the ranks. Maybe it's gonna be more ranks.
Nah, someone made an edit or an error in the thing there because they're labeled C1, 2, and 3, and then they have open brackets, and someone forgot the open bracket and thought that said Crusader because it kind of looks like it.
Huh. But yeah, so
C
that's what
Wonder.
it means.
C Wonder. Turn evil. 10%, 10.5% base mana. Excuse me. 1.5 second cast, 15 second cooldown. The power of the light compels undead, aberrations, or demon targets to flee for up to 40 seconds. Damage may break the effect. Only one target can be turned at a time. Yeah. Pallies get a fear. Rebuke. Yep. Oh, this breaks my heart. Look how far down the tree it is. Rebuke. Instant 15% cooldown. Interrupt spellcasting and prevent any spell in that skull from being cast for 4 seconds. It's so far down the tree.
Level 26.
Seal of Reprisal. Your damaging holy power spending abilities deal 10% increased damage.
Up to 20.
Bardersi?
Obduracy, yeah.
That I'm gonna have to look that up later. Speed and avoidance increased by 2%. Choose one. Touch of light or incandescence. Touch of light, 100-yard range. Your spells and abilities have a chance to cause your target to erupt in a blinding light, dealing 87 holy damage or healing an ally for 102 health.
Huh.
That's kind of minor. Incandescent. Each holy power you spend has a 5% chance to cause your concentration to flare up, dealing medium holy damage to 5 enemies standing within it. 15% proc chance. So that sounds cool. Also, what do you mean? Medium holy damage.
Never know.
Hollowed ground. Concentration damage increased by 10%. Seal of the Crusader. 40-yard range. Your attacks have a chance to apply a debuff on the target, causing them to take 5% increased holy damage. The Mad Paragon. Hammer of Wrath and Judgment deal increased damage and extend Avenging Wrath by 5 seconds. Interesting. I think, in retrospect, just looking at this trade without actually putting any points into it yet or figuring out my build, I'm going to be upset.
Why is that?
Well, so, like, you have the really cool concentrate stuff down over here on the Hammer of Wrath side of the tree with Rebuke. But on the other side, you have other concentrate stuff and that nifty Dusk of Dawn stuff, which is, like, I mean, the Dusk of Dawn thing is a really good choice against, like, Seal of the Crusader and, like, Avenging Wrath or Seraphim. Improved Avenging Wrath, I should say, or Seraphim. And this Mad Paragon talent sounds awesome and is really well balanced for where it is. But, like, I feel like I'm not gonna get to the things that are gonna make me want to play the build the way that I want to play the build. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Like, I feel like I'm gonna end up spending more points on stuff I don't want so that I can reach the things that I do, that I'm not going to be able to
I
get
mean,
some
there's
of
gonna be.
the more utility things.
I mean, yeah, on each class tree, there's gonna be some skills that you're gonna lose and some you're gonna gain. So far that I've seen. On my mage, I'm gonna
Yeah.
lose like 3 different skills that I should have had, but I still got to figure out how to do it, how to go around that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like we've like as a prop paladin looking at this tree, like I want to get the concentrate stuff, which is on one side of the tree in the middle, on the other side of the tree at the bottom, and then I want to get like the defensive stuff, which is like in the middle of the tree.
Yeah.
And then I got to worry about threat. So like I got to pick up some of these damaging abilities, and I'm not sure everything's placed in a good spot to make it work. I'm gonna have to look at this. I'm gonna enjoy making builds in this far better than I will with the rogue, because the rogue is kind of like real simplistic. There's like 2 or 3 choices that I gotta make to make the build I want to do work. But this seems like it's just awkwardly positioned. Which, if the intent is to make it difficult for me to get all of the AoE stuff plus a couple of the DPS buffs. And then good job. Um, also, I'm not looking at the prot tree, so I don't know if there's stuff in the prot tree that like makes me want this stuff less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's it
Yeah,
for
I
the
guess.
pally. Well, you're saying?
Yeah, we gotta see what happens when we get to the spec trees in the next videos.
Yeah. Real interested to see what's up with that moving forward. But that's the end of the paladin tree. If you liked the video, like the video, subscribe, all that shit. Um, leave comments, tell me how I'm bad. Leave comments, tell me how I'm good. You know, it's YouTube. All right, catch you in a little bit with the retribution and the prot tree, since the holy tree currently looks like a square.
Still not finished yet.
Alrighty, talk to y'all later.
See ya.
Daftjack